Good evening, race fans. Welcome to virtual North Wilkesboro Speedway, North Wilkesboro, North
That's not
Carolina.
what I want.
I'm Mark Gillespie, along with Vic Bloom. Tonight, we are bringing you the
One
Bird
second.
Racing 150
One
Elite
second.
Racing League Series.
I am having a big ol' issue on my end.
And we're having some technical glitches tonight, but we are here to bring you the coverage from North Wilkesboro.
There. All right.
Fields.
Yes. There we go. I
Scott
think I
Crump
got
is
it.
lining. Okay. Scott Crump is lining up on your pole in the number 90 truck. Joshua Sobley is in the 23. Ryan Lutz makes up the second row along with R. Hank Steinmiller. Blake Barney and Harrison Tall in your third row. Jeff Green and Brian Osborne in the fourth row. We are doing 150 laps tonight. We have 3 stages to work with. We will have stages at 40 laps, and then the final 70 lap stage tonight. And this should be an interesting race, right, Vic?
Yeah, 100%. We don't have the defending race winner from North Wilkesboro in the Truck Series last season with us because that's Chad Frankenfield. We actually don't even have second place with us tonight, but I think Ryan Lutz is going to be the favorite. So Ryan
Lutz is usually the favorite in almost every race he runs, except for Tyler Fody, who got promoted out of the series last year because I think he was last year's champ.
Yes.
After winning it a couple of times, you get bumped out of the so-called developmental league. So Crump is in the 90 truck, the black truck, yellow trim there. And
Evan Sobley is, sorry to cut you off. Sobley's making a series debut as well, so.
Not a bad debut to start on the outside of the front row, and it should be interesting watching some of the qualifying runs. These guys were slipping and sliding all over the place. The pace truck is off, and let's see if we get the green flag this time by. Green flag is out. We are racing at North Wilkesboro. Scott Crump leads him into turn 1. Very tight turn 1 heading down the backstretch. Ryan Lutz already up in second place right now. Joshua Sobley in third. Hank Steinmiller in fourth. This is going to be a quick race tonight. Lap times are not very long around this 3/4 of a mile or so.
Caution's already
and
out.
we've already got a caution out. What happened this time?
That is a good question. Let me go back in the field and find out.
We have a couple of trucks moving fairly slowly there. It took us about a lap and a half to get to the first yellow flag of the night.
Let's see if we can find out what happened. It's going to be the 84 was around of Nicholas Darter.
So that didn't take long to get Darter around. Doesn't look like you got anybody else caught up in his mess.
It looks like the 37.
Oh yeah,
well.
okay.
Yeah, he went into the corner and just missed the
37
braking.
is Kyle Walgren. Looks like they both lost control about the same time coming out of turn 2.
Yeah, it looked like the 84 might have drove it in just a touch deep and just missed his braking point, and 37 just happened to be right there and got collected with him.
See, the lights are out on the pace truck, so this won't take long to clean up the virtual damage tonight. You can see Jeffrey Sickles had the fast lap so far in the 78 truck at just about 25 seconds for a lap around virtual North Wilkesboro. This, if I remember correctly, is one of the tracks that no, that was either North Wilkesboro was the track that Dale Earnhardt Jr. And some buddies went out and helped clean up so that they could scan this properly for iRacing a couple of years ago.
Yeah, it was a whole group of iRacers and real racers that wanted to see this track get kind of resurrected, and so they did clean it up for iRacing to scan it. And this is actually iRacing decided to make it the 1987 version. So they went back and went through some film and some pictures that they were able to find from the community and NASCAR themselves, and this is the end result.
And we probably have a few virtual mullets in the crowd if it's from 87. I kid, of course.
Nothing wrong with a good mullet.
Except if you're driving.
Didn't Sheldon Creed have a mullet most of last truck season?
Yeah, could be.
I think I remember that being a thing. pace truck lights are off. They're going to get ready to go here out of 2. It's going to be Scott Crump leading the field with Ryan Lutz to his outside, Josh Sobley and Hank Steinmiller, the Daytona winner, starting in 4th.
How has the Truck Series been going this year? I called the races last season in the 2020B, but switched over to the Friday Night IndyCar Series this time around. Pace truck is off, so how have we been doing so far? Let's see how long it takes Scott Crump to lose that lead to Ryan Lutz.
Probably not very long. As far as the truck season so far, we've had Hank Steinmiller and Ryan Lutz both be race winners. Lutz was winner last time out, and Hank Steinmiller was the season opener winner, and Josh Sobley gets hit there in the rear by Blake Barney. Caution's already out in the back of the field, though.
Oh, it's going to be one of those nights.
Oh yeah, it's this truck is very loose here tonight. Let's see if we can find what happened.
Looked like the 03 was involved.
Go all the way in the back of the field. The three truck was the person that initially got spun. Let's see if I can find a better replay of this. Yeah, it's going to be the 74 and 3 that just connected off of turn 2. Just one of those racing deals.
Was that the 14 or the 74?
74 of... 74.
No, that's the 14.
Yeah, the 14 was also collected, but the 74 and the 3 were the initial.
Okay. Looks like Chuck Sweeting kind of got into the back of that a little bit in the 75, but managed to escape any damage.
Yeah, Chuck Sweeting, I think, is one of the few people in this field that did compete the only time that the trucks have ever gone here in Elite. Scott Crump has some kind of issue going on.
Oh, it looks like he's got a little rub there on the right front.
It's dropping him all the way to last right now. So something is going on with them.
Let's watch and see what happens to see if we get any indications. I think, did I see a Kendall Noah player hit the pits just now?
You did. He's guessing he decided that he was...
Looks like a drive-through, maybe.
Yeah, that could be. It doesn't look like he stopped. It just looks like he just decided to take a drive through the pit lane, maybe give himself an EOL. Decided he didn't want to be any further up than he was.
Well, that's the problem. The farther you are back in this field, the better your chances of getting collected in somebody else's mess as things go on.
You would think so, but I honestly always thought it was better to be in the back of these fields when you can be, especially the truck series. Being in the back, you can avoid a lot more than you can in the front. If you're in the front, there's a good chance you're just going to get collected because you don't have anywhere to go. In the back, at least you have a place to avoid it.
Until it gets all the way across the track.
Well, that's the point at which you have hoped that you've checked up enough.
Hank Steinmiller running a new number this year in the 63. Last season he was running the 01.
Yes, Steinmiller decided to go with the 63 this season. I'm not entirely sure as to why, but it looks good.
It looks good.
Get ready to go back to green flag racing. Pace truck's off.
And Ryan Lutz leads him down to the green flag. This should be fairly interesting as he pulls away. He's already got a 2-truck lead heading into the first turn. Coming down, Harrison Talon in second, along with Hank Steinmiller, battling for second and third, going 2 wide down the backstretch. But Ryan Lutz starting to pull away just a little bit, as he tends to do on most tracks in this series.
I think Lutz has to be the favorite to win in just about every race that Elite does.
I really want to see what Ryan could do behind the wheel of a real car.
You're not alone. I think there's a lot of us that want to see that. I know his brother Craig isn't a half-bad wheelman in the Wheel and Modified series.
We've got a little bumping and banging going on in the back, of course.
Always. Brian Osborne clears himself down the backstretch to Harrison
Oh, we've got
Talon.
Harrison Talon coming around.
Chad Thornquist.
Oh, no.
He's going to bring out the
And
caution.
the yellow out yet again.
Get you a replay once I can find them on on the. Oh Lord, timing is going. He's not having this. Go grab a replay here.
It's another one of those iRacing deals, folks. Let's watch as they both manage to get sideways. Here comes Talon.
Looks like it was a nudge by Blake Barney into the 92.
It looks like...
oh, the 54 got involved. Yeah, it was, I think that was a bump by the 00. See if we can get an onboard of that one.
Let's watch now.
A bit far back, but this is going to be in the next lap. This instance going to happen. So this is the lap prior.
Okay. Yeah, he gets in there, turns. It turns Thornquist a little bit, right?
Yeah, Thornquist got into somebody on the top.
But Blake Barney got into Thornquist first,
yes.
It looks like.
Yep, that is indeed what it does look like. Still going to be Ryan Lutz up front, though, with Hank Steinmiller and now Brian Osborne third. Sobel and Blake Barney going to round out the top 5.
It's going to be interesting to see if Race Control has anything to say about Barney's role in that last incident, though.
I'm sure it'll be deemed a racing incident. All things considered, that was a really, really fair... well, I want to say fair, but it's not the most fair thing in the world. But it was almost fair play because it looked like Thornquist might have tapped the wall.
It looks reasonable. It's It's a judgment call. It's going to be. You could go either way with this one. It looks like.
Also,
as they pack back up now, we should see the green flag next time around.
Yeah. Under next caution, we'll talk to Ryan Lutz. He just messaged me and told me that he's down to talk. So.
Okay. Ryan's always down to talk.
Always. Sometimes not always talk the greatest. So come out of 4. It's going to be Lutz leading with Steinmiller sharing the front row. The green flag's in the air.
And Lutz leads him down, heading down the backstretch. Steinmiller in second place right now. Osborne third, Sobley fourth. Let's see if we can get through a couple of laps here without a yellow flag.
I've seen them 3 wide in turns 3 with Blake Barney, or sorry, that's it's Austin Beers, Jeff Green, and Josh Sobley. There's 3 wide again behind that. Whole lot of guys in this pack.
We have a massive traffic jam right now at North Wilkesboro. Ryan Lutz, your leader. Steinmiller, Osborne, and Barney round out your top 4.
Look back to the front, you can see this. He pulled about 2 3 truck length lead over Hank Steinmiller. Battle might be between the ID Racing guys of Brian Osborne and Blake Barney for 3rd place. They have their ID teammate as well, Austin Beers, following them, and 6th going to get around Josh Sobley for 5th.
Vic, I don't know if you have the ability to pull up that side banner as well that shows the top 10 just because it makes it a little easier with the spotter's guide here with my old eyes.
There you go, bud.
Thank you.
No worries.
Lutz with about a half-second lead over Steinmuller.
Jeff Green making an attempted pass on the inside of Josh Sobley for 6 now. Sobley's falling back after starting toward the front of the pack.
And if that 38 truck of Jeff Green looks familiar, it's sponsored by C2 Freight Resources, one of our sponsors for the Elite Racing League season all season long. If you've got stuff to move, no matter what it is, big or small, C2 Freight Resources has the ability to help you get your stuff wherever you need to get it to go. Check it out today, C2 Freight Resources.
Got a battle between Andrew Rucker and Alexander Van de Sant, who's making his not season debut. He made a season debut at Daytona. He's going for Rookie of the Year honors. Is Alexander Van de Sant. You might know Alexander Van de Sant from racing in the IndyCar Series.
Right, he runs in the Friday night IndyCar races and has done fairly well so far this season.
Rucker gets loose behind him. Blake Barney's going for the pass on Brian Osborne, but can't get it done this lap for 3rd place. ID Racing trucks 3, 4, 5 right now, as well as 8th with Vincent Isabella.
And we'll see Van de Sant Friday night at the Elite Racing League Mega Player 86 race at Michigan International Speedway.
Slowing right now out on the front stretch.
And the yellow, well, the truck is standing by.
No
That race will
caution.
start at 7:30 Friday night here on the Racing Channel on YouTube.
Yes, that race at Michigan.
Yeah. Michigan International Speedway, that'll be a fun one to watch as well. A lot of good open wheel racing action on Friday nights here on the... Oh, we've got a truck
46.
sideways.
No caution. Somehow,
Well,
some way.
the 3
no
got
caution.
into it as well.
Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah, the caution is out. It's just not showing it. Instant replay of that one. I know it's a 46. This is the lap prior going into 1. It'll be next lap by that this incident
That's Ryan
goes down.
Barbieri in the 46.
Better you pronounce that last name than me. I would have butchered that one.
Ryan Barbieri in the 46 and Scott Haney in the 3. Different from the 03 that you're seeing right there. Oh, see, the 03 tags Barbieri. He gets fishtailed around.
And a lot of guys just have nowhere to go, and so they stack it up.
Haney gets hit. Haney just barely touches him at the end there, trying to go through the grass and come out with little or no damage.
Yeah, it's going to put BYRD down to 32nd, the 46. But it is still Ryan Lutz leading this one. Don't expect that to change too awful much tonight.
Pretty much flag to flag, except for maybe the first lap or so. We are coming down to the end of the first stage at lap after 40 laps.
That's our 4th caution of the race so far. So we can pull old Ryan Lutz in here and see if he'll have a good old chat with us.
Okay.
There you got Ryan Lutz. Lutz, you just gonna lead this thing flag to flag, pal?
Yeah, that's the plan. That's the plan in every elite race here. We have a pretty good truck, so hopefully we can call some great good calls, get us the job done.
How's the track, Ryan?
It's pretty slick out there. You know, it's right up my driving style, but it seems to be a lot of carnage in the back. But I don't know. For me, I think the old 36 is pretty good right now. So hopefully we can just stay up front, keep the track position, and just be up front when it matters.
And staying up in the front is always the safest bet, right?
That's what I say is control your own destiny running up front. So we'll see how it plays out here. I know Hank's got a pretty good truck, so I know Scott did too, and he made that lane change right there and cost himself. So I don't know. There's a bunch of good guys. Blake Barney's usually pretty good too. So we'll see how it plays out here.
And if Blake Barney gets up there, are you going to beat the doors off of him?
What's that?
If Blake Barney gets up there with you, are you going to beat the doors off of him?
Hopefully he won't be up here.
That's a good answer.
So you missing?
Oh, sorry.
Ryan, are you missing having Tyler Fody in the series this season?
It's having him run second.
What?
He misses having him run second. All right, I'm going to let you go back down there, pal.
Good
rest of your race. Get ready to go back green flag racing here.
Ryan knows how to
there
talk
they
some
go.
French,
Parking lot.
Oh, we've got a mess.
Parking lot.
And Steinmuller's around, a little bit of
Steinmiller
contact.
was the initial. So we can get a good old look at this one.
At least we didn't distract Ryan. Looks like he got some help.
Yeah, it looked like Blake Barney might have gotten in that. And that's like half the field right there involved.
Yeah, it looks like Blake sort of twisted him. That's the second one Barney's been involved in tonight. This one is more obvious, but...
Yeah, and it's just an absolute parking lot. It's going to be a number of guys going to be out of this one. Maybe the 90 of Scott Crump, believe. Yeah, it's going to be a 90. Looks like he's got...
That doesn't look good.
It looks like it's probably going to be a night over for him. That's just unfortunate.
Yeah, when the car looks like an open wheeler coming down in the pits on the front end after your fender gets all jacked up, but that's not a good feeling.
No, it's the worst type of feeling here on iRacing, especially with the fact that you could probably get that fixed, but it's going to be about half an hour.
Yeah, and it's safe to say Ryan Lutz won the first stage.
I think that's why they might have wrecked, was because they were coming to what next lap would have been stage. And
yeah. Well, they wrecked because Blake Barney sort of just got into Hank Steinmiller's rear end and turned him.
Yeah, it looks like I mean, it's rather hard to go anywhere when your rear tires aren't really on the ground.
Yeah.
Been there, done that a few times.
Done that in the real world a couple of times too.
I wouldn't know. I've never done it in the real world, but that'd be nice someday.
Well, in a street car.
Oh,
That's
okay.
the problem.
All right. I got you.
Yeah, in a
You
street
definitely don't
car,
want to
it's
do
even
it in a
worse.
street car. Does look like Blake Barney probably did get nabbed for that one for being at fault. So it's going to be an AOL moving to the end of the line there. We can take this time to talk about tonight's race sponsor, which is
Go for it.
Timothy Plan. It's the Timothy Plan 150. And I haven't read this before, so Timothy Plan is an investment company. They wow. You can check them out. You can do a good old Google search as we get ready to go back to green flag racing. I didn't realize how long that read is. It'd take me entirely too long to read that.
We will pick that back up at,
Yes.
a little bit later in the race. We thank the Timothy Plan and Bird Racing for their support of the series. As the pace truck heads off and Ryan Lutz hammers it down, bringing them to the start-finish line. Starting lap number 46 out of 150 as we go back to green flag racing here at virtual North Wilkesboro. Lutz heads down the backstretch in the lead, followed by Osborne, Austin Beers, and Joshua Soble in the 23 truck.
And they've exchanged the 00 ID racing machine for the 42 ID racing machine up toward the front now of Vincent Isabella. It looks like all night we're gonna have to see 3 of those ID racing trucks up front, just sitting there behind Ryan Lutz.
And waiting for Ryan to make a mistake, which he rarely does.
So your guy Alexander Van de Sant up top, he's trying to make things move up there.
Oh, don't call him my guy. He is still a rookie. He's got to earn the stripes yet before he gets out. Before I'll take any claim for him.
Well, I mean, you are the IndyCar guy, right? So.
Well, somebody has to be in this series.
In a sense. Only in that sense. How about that?
There are a few of these guys that run Indy as well. I think Thornquist has done it a few times. Alec Balvan certainly does.
Lutz is leading Osborne by over a second now. Osborne has Beers behind him and Sobley behind him, and Sobley gets loose off the corner. They're lapping the 74 truck of Cooper Johnson.
Tate Lytle has joined us in the room. What's up, Tate?
Oh, nothing real good. Figure I'd come help you guys announce the race since I got kicked from the race for no reason.
What'd you do?
You were part of that parking lot, right?
Yeah, and I think Chad was trying to clear my penalties and accidentally removed me from the race, but figure I'd come watch your stream and help you guys announce if you want.
And Chad's working race control tonight, right?
Yes.
Yep, he's 0 for 1 on that for me.
Good, so you can hassle him in the back room and find out what else happens when we start getting people sent to the back for EOLs.
Yeah. I mean, iRacing's been weird the last couple weeks, so I don't want to completely blame him because I know that there's been some problems with people getting disconnected for no reason. But yeah, it kind of sucks. I playing golf, rushed home just to make the race. Started.
Oh, you're breaking my heart, Tate.
Yes. I mean, I literally
today. Yeah, come on.
Ran from the 18th hole to my car, ran from my car to my apartment, gridded with 7 seconds to go. Moving my way up there, but it's all right. I figure I'd come join you guys up here.
It was 20 degrees up here today with a lot of wind, so I only have 2 words for you, Tate. One of them is you.
Yeah, we can all imagine what the first word is. It was 83, 83 and sunny here today.
You bite me.
Yeah, good round of golf. Always a good time out on the links.
What's your take on the truck season so far? In race number 3 now.
Well, nothing good's come out of it for me. I can't even remember what the last race was. I got wrecked so early in it. Daytona got wrecked, but Daytona, that's just kind of the name of the game. And then here, I got jacked up on the front straightaway, kind of saved it on the left side of Dylan Jones's truck. Yeah, I was going to be able to continue, didn't have too much damage, probably running 15th or so. And I don't know if it was just a mistake on Chad's part or just iRacing having a glitch, but it kicked us out of the session, so we're no longer in the race.
You got net coded by the administrator.
Yeah, we'll go with that one. I mean, I don't want to fault Chad too much. He obviously didn't mean to, even if he did kick me, but
Chad wouldn't do that.
I know.
Ryan Lutz up to a 2-second lead now, 1.9 seconds over Austin Beers.
Caution is out.
Let's see what happened.
I have no idea. You have any idea what happened?
I didn't see any carnage in the back.
I didn't see any.
3 truck looked like it had a good amount of damage. I don't know if that's from an earlier incident. I did see him sideways on the track at one point.
Field starting to head down to the pits. This would be probably our first round of pit stops for the leaders.
Yeah, it's gonna be. Lutz is gonna stay out though.
Yeah, I'd be shocked if Lutz pitted before the stage 2 caution, and honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't even pit then, just because he knows he's gonna get the cautions. and he knows that he has the talent to keep it up there even on a little older tires, so I'd be surprised if he gives up that track position at any point during the race.
Yeah, he did tell us the slipperiness on the track was playing right into his style, so...
Yeah, for sure. He likes to throw that thing in there, hold it, and drive it off the corner. He can do it better on the short tracks than just about any of the other guys in the series, that's for sure.
Looks like the top 10 are staying out under this caution.
Vic, you want to take another try at that Timothy plan read?
Yeah, I just didn't. I didn't never realize how long it was. It's the first time I'm seeing it. I'm glad that I'm glad that I don't come in here with any practice or idea. Yeah, Timothy Plan is a family of mutual funds that utilizes biblical responsibility investing filters to ensure that no money is invested in companies that are supportive of ideals that are contrary to their beliefs. You can check them out on. They don't have a website listed in this, but I'm sure they have a website, and I'm sure it's like timothyplan.com or .org. I don't entirely know. Tell you what, I liked your sponsor read a lot better earlier for C2 Freight. There, Mark.
Well, I just ad-libbed that one for fun.
Oh,
hey,
I know.
Well, let's also thank our other series sponsor, Richmar Florists. I mean, the best florists in Pennsylvania's Lehigh Valley, and they can meet all of your floral needs. No matter what you've done, say it with flowers. When you have to say you're sorry, there's nothing better than a bunch of flowers to make it up. And try to make up for whatever you did, and you know what you did because you did something. So when you have to make it up, call Richmar Florists. Check them out online, richmarflorists.com. They're active in the racing world, and they can be active in your world too and help get you out of the doghouse.
All right, looks like we're coming to the green flag here. Let's take on the outside. 57 of Joshua Sobel on the ball.
Series debut for him.
Can we confirm that, because scoring has him listed as driving the 23 truck?
Yes, it is the 57.
Okay.
For some reason, I'm guessing somebody else joined in the 57, or they just forgot to set his number.
We'll blame that on Chad too.
That's always a good idea. It's Andrew Rucker in the blank 64 truck. Up the inside now.
Chuck Sweeting out to fourth in the 75.
They have an absolute parking lot behind them. It's 2 by 2 by 2.
And the garage area is full now too. If you look at the top scroll on the runners, you'll see who all was out as a result of that crash earlier.
3 wide, Jeff Green in the middle. Back to 2. Man, I don't even know half the drivers of the series. I couldn't even tell you who's in the 9 truck right now.
Brian Osborne.
Brian Osborne.
Yeah.
Shows you how many laps have actually completed in the series so far this season.
I believe this might be his debut. Either this week or last week was his debut. I know he didn't race that Daytona.
Tate, we'll give you a break since you're used to being behind the wheel and not having to pay attention except to try to follow Lutz around.
Yeah, old Lutzy, he's definitely got some talent, man. He, especially on these short tracks, he's able to just put a beating on the field. You can see how much better he's able to hold that white line through 3 and 4 than the rest of them. And even in 1 and 2, looks like he's entering a little higher, entering on that white line, and then kind of diving off the corner. Just, yeah, old Lutz, man. On the short tracks, if you need someone to follow, someone to learn from that guy.
Speaking of learning, Vic, can we pull up his in-car? Let's get a look at how he's approaching these turns on the in-car.
Yeah, so we're going through turn 2 here, kind of diving it down on the white line. He's driving that thing off almost up to the wall here. Gonna arc it down into the corner, hold that white line, probably getting back to the gas right about there. Driving it off the corner all the way up to the wall. It looks like he's entering, putting that left tires on that white line there, diving it back up, driving it down to the white line and driving it off the corner. Just about as good as you can do it around here in North Wilkesboro. I've been fortunate enough to race with Lutz a lot on the short tracks. This is actually one of my only short tracks I've ever beat Lutz at. But he's on another level when it comes to these short tracks under a mile.
And with the slipperiness of that track, you hardly ever see his hands moving. You don't see him sawing at the wheel trying to keep it under control and keep the back end from sliding out. Of course, now that we've said this, he'll lose control. But we've
No, not Lutz. Not Lutz. He's one of the best. He's one of the best at driving the truck with the gas and not with the steering wheel. He turns the wheel into the corner and he just plays with the gas until it's straight, and that's why he's so much better than everyone else at saving those right front tires. I mean, he'll be 3 seconds ahead of the field and have 10% more left on those right front tires. So that's name of the game, and that's why he wins so many of these short track races.
Austin Beers has moved ahead of Andrew Rucker into second place right now. Chuck Sweeting still fourth, and of course Ryan Lutz in the lead with about a little over 1 and 1.1 second lead. We are coming down to complete lap 73. Almost at the halfway point tonight.
Got Vincent Isabella moving into 6th, past the 96 truck. 96 truck seems like that damage might be affecting him just about now.
No,
yeah,
I mean,
the tailgate is stove in a little bit.
I don't think Aero has much to do with it here. I've driven some pretty damaged vehicles. It's might make it a little tougher on the longer run, like we're seeing here. Might wear a certain tire more or less than normal, but it's not like you need that Aero down the back straightaway to go fast. Who's in the 11 truck there making the move?
That is Brody Moore in the 11 truck in the spot.
Brody Moore. Wow. Race with Brody a little bit in the Cup Series. Good to see him having a decent run here on the short track.
Ken Lanoa player up to 9th now after doing that drive-through early on. And we should note Ryan Barbieri, after that incident earlier, is back up now to 13th place. Yeah,
Harrison Talon, he was up in the top 5, I know, when I was still in the race and got wrecked on one of those early cautions. He's back up to 12th. Harry's one of those guys that's really, really improved in the last, 6-7 months. He's went from a guy that was kind of running 25th to 30th every week to, he won at Michigan in the trucks last season. So
right.
He went from a guy that was kind of, bottom to mid pack to a guy that if the cards fall right, he could challenge for a top 5 or even a win. As he's making a pass, looks like, for 11th on Austin McCurdy. One thing about Harry, he's a good guy. He's fun to hang out with. He's one of the most fun to be in the Discord with during races. Always has a positive attitude. Obviously loves Kyle Busch, loves Bubba Wallace, as you can see with his paint scheme there.
Yeah.
On the last lap of the stage.
Did we lose McCurdy there? Because McCurdy's car just sort of disappeared from the
screen.
screen.
Austin Beers made a move. I am shocked someone was able to save tires better than Ryan Lutz, and Austin Beers is going to win stage 2. How about that?
Nice move. They snuck by. We didn't even see that one coming.
No, I had personally pretty much given the second stage to Ryan Lutz, so how about that? Austin Beers coming out of nowhere to steal it from him. Austin Beers, I think modifieds up in the Northeast, I'm pretty sure.
Yes,
pretty
ROC modified.
Pretty successful modified driver.
Wow.
So cool to see him in the series racing against Ryan Lutz. Ryan Lutz's brother is a Whelen modified tour driver. Races with the likes of Justin Bonsignor and that. So cool to see these names up there at the top of the leaderboard.
Rucker third in the stage, and Chuck Sweeting fourth as everybody comes down pit road now, including Lutz.
Yeah, I think everyone's gonna be taking 4 tires here. Still got 70 laps to go.
Ryan realized he had lost that stage because the tires might have gotten just a little too worn out.
Like Rucker missed his box.
I'm sure that's somehow iRacing's fault there.
Vincent Isabella going to be the first one off pit lane.
Look like Jeff Green missed his box as well.
I think these guys took 2 tires. That's what I'm going to call. I'm going to call the 42, 38 having 2 tires. That's what I'm going to call this. I'm pretty certain that's what this is. No, you might be right on Jeff Green.
No, here comes Green again.
Yeah, Jeff Green might not have taken 2 tires. You might have been right, Tate. He might have missed his box.
Yeah, I saw him dart to the inside, and then he darted right back to the outside, and it looked like a classic case of just not seeing where your box was. And North Wilkesboro is kind of funky just on iRacing, just because there's not 43 boxes. So some of these boxes are doubled up. It's hard to know where your box is going to be. Like my box, I started like 34th. I was in the first box. I was shotgun on the field there. I might as well have the pole where my pit box was.
How do they handle that when both drivers have to use the box at the same time in iRacing? We know it doesn't work in the real world, but...
One ghost.
Yeah, so once the trucks get within a couple feet of the pit boxes, they go transparent, and you're able to save Vic's on pit road in his pit box. I can drive right through his pit box, not make any damage to either of the vehicles. I'll just drive right through him.
You've done that a few times.
in real world.
Yeah,
On track.
you're not the only one, my friend. Most of the time it's done on purpose, but you race around people enough, it happens.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Hey, just a reminder, you are watching the Old Testament Firearms Elite Racing League Truck Series. Tonight we are at virtual North Wilkesboro Speedway in virtual North Carolina. Vic Bloom, I'm Mark Gillespie. Tate Lytle has joined us after being knocked out of the race early on. We are on lap number 86, and it looks like we're about to go back to green flag action. Vincent Isabella is your leader, along with Austin Beers. Chuck Sweeting and Ryan Lutz make up the second row. Isabella will lead him down to the green flag as the pace truck starts to pull away. Austin Beers pulling a slight lead, but Isabella comes back out before we hit the starting line. He'll lead him down into turn number 1. Austin Beers tucks in behind for second place. Ryan Lutz coming up around on the outside. Lutz has led almost all the way tonight, and we should see him back up here before long. If he doesn't put the chrome horn to Austin Beers after sneaking that stage win out, this could be interesting. Isabella taking the high line, Beers and Lutz taking the low line through 4 as they come around to complete lap 88.
Side by side with the ID racing trucks up front, Beers and Vincent Isabella. I believe Beers is called the short track kid, I believe is what everybody calls him.
Ooh, Vince almost got a piece of the wall there, giving Lutz second.
Yeah.
Interested to see what Lutz can do here on the short run. Maybe Beers has this place figured out and he's got something that Lutz can't catch. Maybe Lutz has that short run truck, or maybe Lutz is, figured after that long run, maybe I should save my tires a little better here before the end of this run. Lutz is entering a little higher, exiting a little lower, which is typically what you see of somebody that's a little faster. As he looks to the inside, he's going to throw it in there. Lutz to the inside of Beers.
Beers slides a little bit, coming a little bit loose on the outside as Lutz comes underneath to take the lead.
Yeah, Lutz is going to clear him going into 1 here. Ryan Lutz back to the point as the caution is out, it looks like.
Can they make it from here with only one? Oh,
They can make it on fuel. They 130 laps of fuel in these things.
So they can make it the rest of the way.
Correct. See, we can take
Except
a look
maybe
back
on
top.
tires.
42, Vincent Isabella was the first truck around. I don't believe he's going to have any help with him on this one. Maybe Chuck Sweeting actually might have touched him. No, it's Vincent Isabella with a
he did
self-spin.
that all on his own. Chuck helped him with the spin to complete the spin, but he started the spin all on his own. Something
I want to note, I got to get out of here pretty quick, but something I want to note before I get out of here is Chuck started back there with me. Chuck had to have started 33rd or 34th, and he's up there 3rd. Me and Vic have raced against Chuck for a while. We know how talented he is. He's one of those guys that kind of, you don't see him coming, and all of a sudden he's got the most speed on the track. So he's up to 3rd. I be a guy that you guys should definitely be following these last 55 laps.
Oh, definitely. We keep an eye out for Chuck all the time because if he's not in the lead, he's in the group picture.
Yeah, I mean, there was one time, quick story time, Chuck, I consider him the GOAT of Auto Club Speedway. And there was one time he's running 9th, and I'm like, man, I am just shocked that Chuck's running 9th right now. Normally he's faster here at Auto Club. Well, we all pit at lap 45 of 100 thinking we can't make it on one stop. Well, come to find out, Chuck can make it on one stop. He ended up beating the field by about 10 or 11 seconds. So he's a sneaky guy, and he's got the pace to do it, and most of the time he outsmarts you for the win.
Well, before you do leave, Tate, who do you got for pain of the race tonight?
Ooh, pain of the race. Let's float it around here.
I can show you a number.
Yeah, I'm kicked from the servers.
Yeah, I realized that after I asked.
I'm relying on you to show me.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
we could give it to Harrison Talon for that DoorDash livery, the Bubba Wallace tribute.
Of all the ones I've seen so far, I like Matthew Weeks's. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna have to give it to Zeus, Matthew Weeks. That 14 truck's looking good. Ryan Lutz Designs on there, purple and white, number 14.
Great. So Lutz wins the race, and one of his designs wins the paint of the race. Great.
We'll have to see about Lutz winning the race first, but I definitely like that number 14. It's pretty clean.
I'm cool with giving him the paint of the race. You good with that, Mark?
I'm good with it. Let's give it to him.
Yes, 14 will be the paint of the race this evening. That's sponsored by Kendall Noah Player, the KMP Designs paint of the race. So we get ready to go back to green flag racing. They're doubling up. Pace lights off.
Well, before they get going, guys, thanks for letting me up in the booth. I gotta get out of here, but have a good rest of this 50-lap race here.
Okay. Have a good night, Tate. Go take some relief for that back pain from the golf injury.
Yeah, what a day. See ya, fellas.
Later, Tate. As the field comes around, Brian Lutz takes over the lead from Austin Beers as they head down into turn 1. We're on lap 98 of 150 here at North Wilkesboro. Lutz heading down the back stretch. Beers 0.2 of a second behind Chuck Sweeting, Brody Moore, Brian Osborne round out your top 5. Harrison Talon in 6th, Austin McCurdy 7th, Alexander Vandersand in 8th, Jeff Green 9th, Kendall Noel Player in 10th. Vincent Isabella is in 11th after that incident that he was involved in the last caution, looping it around, but he has recovered to come back to 11th. He's now moved up to 10th after passing Matthew Weeks.
Hotly contested top 10 right now. Jeff Green trying to make a move on Alexander Vandersand. Ryan Lutz with the fastest lap.
We only have about 2 seconds. 2.8 seconds separating the top 10 cars.
Something
As they go 3 wide coming
Vincent.
through 4. Do we have a caution?
No, something happened to Vincent. He slowed off of 2.
Okay.
Not entirely sure what the case was there, but he slowed off 2. Looks like he's back up to speed. No, he's not. Yeah, he is. Okay.
He may have been trying to save it.
Not entirely sure what's going on with him. But it is Ryan Lutz leading over Beers and Chuck Sweeting at the front with Brody Moore in the 11 truck.
Lutz has moved out to a 0.6 of a second lead over Beers. Sweeting about a second back.
Battle with Dylan Jones in the 0-3 and the 38 of Jeff Green. This is the battle for 10th right now.
Let's pick up Jeff Green's VIN car and take a look from further back in the field at some of the action here. Jeff Green, of course, the former NASCAR star, drove in the Truck Series, in the Real World Truck Series a number of years ago.
It's 2000 Busch Series champion, Jeff Green.
True.
Here.
And a lot of on-track history in the real world.
See, 16 truck of Jordan Owens get by him, and cautions out in the back. And I only know what's in the back because it wasn't in the front. Wasn't in front of Jeff Green, that's for sure. It's like, I guess we'll try to figure out who it was. Caution to be behind them even. Not entirely sure what the caution's out for. I don't see anybody spun.
Yeah. And the pace truck is in the pits.
At that point, but caution is out. A bunch of people are pitting right now. Looks like Lutz is one of the people that is going to take this time to pit. Jeff Green sliding through his box there on pit lane. Kennel Player. Chuck Sweeting gonna win the race off pit road over Austin Beers and Ryan Lutz.
This should be interesting because you've now put Chuck Sweeting into the lead. And once he gets the lead, he tends to hang on to it.
Well, that was our 8th caution of the evening. Actually, in my race notes, I had Chuck Sweeting circled as somebody I should watch tonight.
Yeah.
So like Tate was saying, you can't count Chuck out.
Never.
But Lutz is he's got to just grip on this one that I can't not give him this race.
Well, we will find out in about 41 more laps after this one.
Lutz would like to lead all 41 of those.
Lutz would have liked to have led all 150.
That is
to be
true.
honest about it.
That is entirely the truth. Speaking of Lutz, we can talk to him. Let's pull him up here and see what he has for us.
Okay.
Well, Lutzy, you didn't win the last stage. What happened?
Just 19 got us on stickers, and we were just holding on there. I thought I gapped myself enough for him to not get there, but he was able to get there, and he did a good job of passing us to win the stage.
Were the tires pretty well shot by that point?
Yeah, I thought we did a pretty good job at saving. I knew those guys were going to come on stickers, and we were just trying to hold on for the second stage, and knew we had a pretty good truck, and I don't know, we just didn't really have enough there to hold up the 19. He did a good job of not lifting when I blocked him, so congrats to him on a stage win, and we'll see if we can cap off this win.
Yeah, and congratulations for not hitting him with the chrome horn for stealing that stage out from under you. Any
Hey,
idea what caused this caution, by the way? Do you have any idea what caused this caution? We couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, Westergreen's wheel disconnected there on that. He's been having.
Oh.
Okay.
I'll move you back down as you get ready to go back.
All right, thanks, man.
Okay, thanks to Ryan Lutz for joining us as the field comes back to green. Chuck Sweeting leads him down to the green flag into turn number 1, along with Ryan Lutz and Austin Beers fighting for second and third, along with Brian Osborne in the number 9. They're battling, and
almost the chrome horn.
Here comes that chrome horn. Lutz got into that tailgate of Austin Beers just a little bit.
Took it right on board. See the Shane Dement over designs. Oh, and Lutz going to be able to take an opportunity into 3 and can't have it. There's no room.
Beers has been a little bit loose all over the place this last couple of laps. Meanwhile, Chuck Sweeting has pulled out to about a half-second lead over the team of Beers and Lutz.
It's going to dive to the inside for second over Beers. Beers going to have it
Not gonna
drive
make it.
off.
But he
Yeah,
pulls it
let him
off
go.
this time around on the turn 3. Clears Austin Beers and comes down back into second place. Beers tucks in behind him, looking to probably make a move at the north end of the track.
I think what Beers might be doing is letting Lutz catch Sweeting, and then he's going to try to take advantage of it after.
Good move.
It's a very smart move. Got a
Let's
battle
try
going on in the
Let's
back.
burn up his tires trying to chase Sweeting down.
And a battle for fourth with Matthew Weeks and Brian Osborne.
Oh, a little contact there at the tail end.
Osborne just able to hold on using that high line. Go back to the battle for the lead, which is Lutz and Chuck Sweeting going on. Lutz any time now is going to make this move on Chuck Sweeting and try to get by for the lead some more laps, hope for the win.
And Lutz looks low, comes around trying to make that move on Chuck Sweeting. Now he'll pull it off, just slightly by about half a truck length lead, and come down and take the lead again, completing lap number 118. They head down into turn 1 side by side. Lutz with about a 3/4 truck lead, and Sweeting tucks in behind. Lutz clears him and heads down into 4. Here comes Austin Beers up underneath Chuck Sweeting a little bit, looking to make a move there, backs out. Heading down into turn 1. Sweeting has his mirrors full of Austin Beers, while Ryan Lutz has moved out to about a 0.4 of a second lead.
There's Beers to the inside, big dive.
And Beers makes that move and makes it stick to take second place over from Chuck Sweeting.
Looks like Matthew Weeks got by Brian Osborne as there's a collision in the back of the 64 and 03. Caution's going to be out.
That's Andrew Rucker in the 64.
So I just saw this in the back of the screen. Going to be, Dylan Jones gets tapped by Rucker. That's going to put the end of the day for the 03, and the 46 also got involved of, oh God, I'm not going to try.
Ryan Barbieri.
There you go. Him. Like I said, I'm way worse at last names than I should be.
It's okay, it happens. Let's watch from above.
It's going to be into 3. It's going to be into 1 and 2. So just slight
just
tap.
And fishtailing around and just coming around and just collecting in Ryan Barbieri.
It looks like Barbieri might have had some help with the truck behind him of Jeff Green on that incident as well. So this is the 9th caution of the night.
And we still have 27 laps to go. We're good for at least 3 more cautions.
I second that one. I 100% second. The way that these guys go, it could be could end up being finished under green white checker as well. They do have one of those should they need it.
Yeah. Harrison Talon is back up now in 5th place behind Lutz, Beers. No, Talon in 4th place, I apologize. Isabella in 5th place. Talon and Isabella both had incidents tonight already on the track.
Yeah, and actually what we're talking about people and where they're running, got Austin Beers, Brian Osborne, Vincent Isabella, and Austin McCurdy all for ID Racing, all inside the top 6. Of course, the other ID Racing truck of Blake Barney, he has, I believe, left the session and is out after his incident that he had go down.
Not sure whether that was a voluntary departure or a mandated one from race control, because he had bumped a couple of folks early on.
I believe his truck was dead.
Yeah. As the field starts to pack back up now.
His truck lights are off. They're going to go green this time by. Okay, but the groundskeeper here is not going to like that grass off of turn 2.
No, the boys did not replace their divots.
Lutz picking the top side over Beers. Beers getting real close, wants to know when he's going to launch, and he'll go.
Oh, that was a drag strip start for Ryan Lutz as he just pulls away. Already up to a 0.3 of a second lead over Austin Beers and Harrison Talon. We are on lap 127 of the 150 lapper tonight here at North Wilkesboro in the Old Testament Firearms Elite Racing League Truck Series.
This is bumping, banging going on inside the top 10. 74, Chuck Sweeting in 2 moved to 38 to Jeff Green and almost hits Van de Sant. Weeks now looking past Jeff Green for the 10th position.
Looks like he's going to get underneath him, and he pulls ahead of Jeff Green. Green tucks in behind him, pulling down the stretch.
Van de Sant getting passed by Brody Moore and possibly Chuck Sweeting on the bottom as well. When Brody Moore eventually will pass him. Unless Weeks takes that line from Sweeting, going to try to pass Sweeting as well.
As they go 3 wide through the turn, this is not going to end well.
The slightest of touches to Van de Sant's left rear moved him up the track right into Chuck Sweeting. So that's Weeks taking a 2-for-1 special there. Van de Sant not giving it up on the high side.
Weeks with a nice hip check heading into the turn.
Back at the front, Ryan Lutz leading by over a second over Austin Beers and Harrison Talon.
And you still have Osborne and Isabella in 4th and 5th. Austin McCurdy 6th. Brody Moore 7th. Matthew Weeks 8th. Chuck Sweeting has now moved past Van de Sant into 9th place, and Van de Sant is in 10th. Jeff Green 11th.
And Weeks is not done passing people. Weeks is like, thank you, sir. I'll take the bottom. Keep giving me those positions. I'm at 135 of 150. Weeks just trying to make his way inside the top 5 now.
There comes Weeks underneath McCurdy, and it's the Animal House Driving School. Thank you, sir. May I have another spot?
It's going to be 6th place for Weeks. Just a few laps ago, he was 11th place.
Well, we gave him the Paint of the Race award, and he decided to make the most of it and get some time on camera tonight.
Indeed, he did. And Vincent Isabella goes by Brian Osborne for 4th.
Weeks now catching up to Osborne. Coming down to the finish tonight. One more quick sponsor mention. Don't forget C2 Freight Resources. They have the resources and the logistics ability to get your stuff wherever you need it, big or small. Whether you're hauling a wrecked race car home from North Wilkesboro tonight, or the toughest equipment that you might have to haul, computer equipment, whatever you need to get moved someplace and get it safely, C2 Freight Resources can help you out. And our friends at Richmar Florists, best florists in the Lehigh Valley. Strong supporters of racing, and they can help you with your floral needs wherever you are in the world. Just an international network that's just as close as your front door practically, and as close as your website with richmarflorists.com. We are down to the final 10 laps here at North Wilkesboro. Ryan Lutz is your leader with a 2.5 second now lead on Austin Beers.
Matthew Weeks looking to the inside now of Vincent Isabella for 4th after moving up to 5th. Chuck Sweeting also hounding the rear of this battle.
And Weeks makes it stick for 4th place. He now has Harrison Talon in his sights. Chuck Sweeting also gets past Isabella coming down into turn 1. We're trying to make that move and going side by side. Chuck makes it stick coming down the back stretch. Moves up to 5th. We have lapped traffic up at the high end. Lutz has a 2.7 second lead now over Beers. Up to 3.1 seconds now, and almost a 4.5 second lead over Talon.
And Talon is not going to give up that bottom to Weeks. I think he's now seen what he's been able to do on the bottom side. He's going to say, you want to pass me? You're going to pass me on the top. He really wants this podium. Weeks
And here
say,
comes
right.
Weeks around, and he makes it work. And Chuck Sweeting is tucked in right behind Weeks, trying to make this a two-for deal on the outside.
Caution's
6 laps
out.
to go. Oh boy, here we go.
Not entirely sure where it is. I will try to find it this time. Let's see, maybe the 3 truck involved.
It would be Scott Haney.
Oh, it's the 11 truck of Brody Moore.
Okay,
It's going to be involved.
so let's pick up Brody's truck. Oh,
Taps the 9 and Vanessant says, all right. Not
He got
intentional,
into,
of course.
he got into Osborne, but Osborne was able to hold on.
And that's going to bring out the 10th caution of the night, I believe. Yes, it is. It's caution number 10. Brody Moore spinning around.
And we have 4 laps to go right now. The question is, how fast can we get it back to green?
This is going to be the green-white checker, I do believe.
This is playing right into Austin Beers' hands if it's a green-white checker.
Here, Blake Barney actually had connection issues. That's what took him out of this race.
Okay. We don't want to accuse him of anything.
So it is unfortunate that was what ended Blake Barney's night. He had a fast truck, was running top 5 a majority of it while he was in here.
That 0-3 right behind the pace truck is laps traffic. They should be sending him around on a wave around, I would assume, here at some point quickly.
Yep, when they go 1 to green, he'll get the wave by, and that'll be Dylan Jones back on the lead lap, I believe. It'll be 1 more lap back for him.
My scoring sheet has Dylan Jones listed as driving the 22, so once again we have a number switch, but
There's actually a 34 in server too, so. Sorry, I'm talking to somebody else. My bad.
okay, no worries.
It is Dylan Thompson. in the
Okay.
03. It's too many Dylans for me apparently.
An epidemic of Dylans a few years ago, apparently.
Apparently this league used to have a problem with Joshua's, but now it's a problem with Dylans. It's gonna be weeks and
As
lots
Dylan
of,
gets the wave around now, so we should be getting ready to come down. 3 laps to go.
but it'll be it'll be Beers and Lutz on the front row, with Lutz being the leader on the outside. Weeks behind Beers.
And Talon in the 51 tucking right in behind Ryan Lutz. Let's bring the action as Ryan Lutz leads him down, pulls away as the green flag comes out. 2 laps to go. Lutz leading down into turn 1. Beers second, Talon third, Weeks fourth. Almost coming together between Talon and Weeks. Or between Talon and Beers, rather, as Weeks tries to sneak up there through the middle.
Talon's going to take up second place now.
We are on the final lap. Ryan Lutz comes down the back stretch with a 0.6 of a second lead over Talon, Beers, Weeks, and Isabella, and it's going to be Ryan Lutz, your winner tonight at North Wilkesboro. Talon second, a battle for third.
It's going to be Beers.
Looks like Beers third, barely by a nose over Weeks. And Chuck Sweeting comes in fifth. Vincent Isabella sixth, Alexander Vanderson seventh, Brian Osborne eighth, and Dylan Jones ninth. Brody Moore rounds out the top 10.
get you the results up here on screen.
Is this Lutz's second win of the season?
Yeah, this is 2 wins in a row for Ryan Lutz. He burns it down on the front stretch. This is your top 10 results. Lutz, Talon, Beers, Weeks, Sweeting, Isabella, Van de Sant, Osborne, Dylan Jones, and Brody Moore. So go to the next page here and see we got Jared Doan, Jeff Green, Ryan Barbieri, Jordan Owens, Dylan Thompson, Kyle Walgren, Austin McCurdy, Josh Sobel in his series debut, Jeffrey Sickles, and Scott Haney rounding out the top 20.
And as soon as Ryan finishes burning up his virtual Goodyears, we will get him into the room for one last chat. Ryan Lutz, your winner tonight in the 36 as he puts it into the pit wall.
Should just grab him right now as he does that.
Hey,
We got
Ryan.
Ryan Lutz.
Great move there, putting it into the pit wall on the burnout.
Yeah, at least we lost talent after the race.
Well done. Not even sure how many laps you led tonight, but you dominated the race as we sort of expected you might. Coming down, were you kind of nervous about that caution flag at the end, giving Beers a chance to get right up on your bumper?
Yeah, it's always nervous when you get a caution within 5 laps to go and you're that far up front. And no, I wasn't. I was nervous, but I just hit your marks and come off the corner straight and have a good 1 and 2, and you should be fine. And I knew once Beers stayed out, I knew we had the race. We had a good advantage because I was afraid of those guys pitting. I dominated a race just like this last week on Monday night in Erskine. And caution came out at the exact same time, and everyone came to pit road, and I stayed out. And I was contemplating on coming in, but I knew everyone was going to stay out, and it was definitely the right call. I was a little shaky coming in the pit road with 20 to go with Chuck. I was going to do it, and then I was like, wait a minute, I don't think that's the right call. And luckily, we made the right call, and we just put a whole race together and got it to victory lane.
Well, you've got 2 in a row now. This is setting you up well to lead the series.
Yeah, Daytona, we ran out of gasoline coming to the checkered, so to come away second at Daytona and win all the club and win this, it's definitely a pretty good start for us.
Well, once again, Ryan, thanks for joining us during the race tonight, during the occasional cautions, and congratulations on another great win.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Just thanks to everyone, you, Vic. You guys do an awesome job. Just Chad for putting the lead on. Old Testament Firearms, Lake Norman Motorsports. Miss Goodies, Chris Delbeck Racing with PSC Brakes. My girlfriend, she's always watching. My family for all the support, and just we'll go tomorrow, and we'll go to Road America tomorrow, next Xfinity car, and hopefully we can run inside the top 5 there.
We'll see you tomorrow night then. Have a great night, Ryan.
All right, thanks, guys. You too.
Let's bring in our second place finisher, Austin Beers.
Harrison Talon, second place.
I'm sorry, Harrison, and then Austin. My apologies.
Oh,
Let's bring in Harrison.
Moving people to the
we
wrong
lost
chat.
Harrison.
Oh. Yeah, I keep moving them to the wrong place.
Okay, let's bring in Austin Beers.
There
Okay,
we go.
while you're
Harrison
waiting.
Talon.
Okay, Harrison's joined us now. We can bring them both in if you want to. Harrison, congratulations on a second place win. You had a rough race there at the start.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, I didn't really expect that to start out the way it did.
What happened?
I just think it was, I don't know, just a hard race and a little too, I don't know, really aggressive race and a little too early. We got blocked on the backstretch. And then I got hit into the corner. It was just all kind of chain reaction from what happened on the back, but
you recovered.
It's fine. Yeah, we recovered well. Yeah. It was fine. We didn't get hit, thank goodness. I was really hoping no one was gonna hit me when I was just sitting there. I was just closing my eyes. But yeah, recovered well to second place. Really happy with that. First race of the season.
Did you have anything for Ryan tonight?
Oh, absolutely not. No. I was very surprised with a second place, to be honest with you, because I knew we were fast, but I didn't think we were like podium wise speed. We just got really lucky with placement, being on the outside on that final restart, being behind the control car, and being behind Lutz for a couple restarts during the race. I knew when he was going to go, and really just worked out to my advantage then to grab second.
Is it easy when you know sort of where the leader is going to gun it on those restarts?
It does give you a little bit more relief, because I know Lutz. I know how Lutz is gonna restart at the end of a race, and how really anybody restarts at the end of a race on old tires. Is you go pretty early. And so I knew that was gonna happen. I just needed to make sure I hit my marks on the restart and making sure I didn't spin my tires. And thankfully I didn't do it too bad. And yeah, it's good stuff.
Anybody you want to give shout outs to?
I just want to give a shout out to my guys at Fueled Up Racing. Having my back, always being there, being great teammates. My buddy Casey Hatch, he's heading into the Army this past week, and I really salute him for his service and what he's going to do for our country. It's just really great to see that, and very happy that he's going to do what he loves. It's what he's going to enjoy to do for the coming years. I just want to thank all my friends, family, and the great man above. That's about
Okay.
it.
We'll see you next Sunday night then. Thanks for joining us, Harrison Talon, the second place finisher tonight. Let's bring in Austin Beers, our third place finisher. Austin, that second stage, tell me what you did to get past Ryan Lutz coming down to the line.
Well, we had tires, and I pit for tires, and he didn't take tires at all. So we had a little bit of a faster car there, and that's why we got by him.
Because you sort of snuck by. We didn't even see that one coming. We were trying to figure out what was happening in the back with an accident. All of a sudden, we see the checkered flag waving for the stage, and you'd snuck down inside of him, and we're going, where did he come from?
Yeah, I caught him from like a second back because he had older tires, and in the 3, I got underneath him with, I think, 2 to go in the stage, and then cleared him into 1.
So tell us about that last caution coming back. You and Lutz are on the line on the front row trying to do the restart. What are you watching for?
I'm waiting for his car to move. I'm listening to his engine, trying to see when he's going. I kind of knew that I wasn't going to get him. He was a lot faster there, and I just wanted to try to salvage a good finish. Definitely didn't need that last caution. Would have been better off if it just would have stayed green, but Lutz was the class of the field once again, so congrats to him.
So thank you for joining us. Anybody you want to give some credit to tonight?
I got to thank ID Racing and Elite Racing. Elite Racing Network, you guys put on a great show. It's fun to watch these afterwards, so thank you.
All right. Thank you, Austin Beers. We'll see you next Sunday night. And I think, Vic, that pretty much clears it up. Any final thoughts?
I think you got it. That was a very interesting race. Ryan Lutz won as expected, and I think Harrison Talon, though, to me, was probably the guy that I didn't expect to finish second place.
That was a good move for him. That'll help in the standings towards the end of the season. If he's doing well, this is the race that's going to make that difference, I think.
Yeah, 100%. I do agree with that. He said this is his series debut, and it is. He had some things happen that kept him from racing. But yeah, it's great to see Harry back, and in his first race back, finishing second.
Yeah, very good. And once again, congratulations to our winner, Ryan Lutz. Second straight race in a row. He'll go for 3 next week. Where's the action next Sunday night?
I don't believe it's next Sunday, but
You guys are taking the week off then?
I believe it's every other week that this series races.
Okay, so where's the next race?
Next race is Sonoma on March 21st, so 2 weeks from now.
So we'll be back on the air 9 o'clock on March 21st from virtual Sonoma Raceway. That does it for tonight's race in the Old Testament Firearms Elite Racing League Truck Series. Brought to you tonight the Timothy Plan and BYRD Racing 150 from North Wilkesboro. Thanks again to our sponsors, Richmar Racing and C2 Freight Resources. Vic, thanks for all your help tonight, and thanks for making me feel welcome coming back to the Truck Series after Moving over to Indy cars, we'll be back on Friday night with Rishab Khosla calling the race at Michigan this week. Vic, thanks for your help tonight. And for Vic Bloom, I'm Mark Gillespie. Have yourselves a good week and stay safe, everyone.